Fantasy Football, 5 Unlikely Stars to Pick This Season. We've got some rather exciting news for you. The Premier League on fantasy football seasons are edging closer and closer by the day. Arsenal and Leicester get the 2017-18 campaign underway on August 11th ahead of what many expect to be one of the most exciting seasons yet. Dream Team is back and better than ever before. Dream Team 2017-18. How does the game work? This year's fantasy football game will be absolutely free for all players to play. The total prize pot is an approximated £750,000. Game weeks will run from Friday to Thursday. £50 million budget on 11 eligible players. Yes, that means you can now start thinking about how to give yourself the best chance of pocketing £150,000 at the end of the season. And while the usual suspects Alexis Sanchez, Paul Pogba, Eden Hazard and Co will again be popular picks, what about those who might surprise a few? Pogba and Lukaku will be popular picks again, especially now their teammates. We've trailed through the data from the last couple of Dream Team seasons to find you 5 players you might not to expect to excel in fantasy football terms and 1. Nicolas Otamendi, Man City. Otamendi is a surprise hit. Otamendi is one of those defenders Gary Neville likes to call PlayStation players, in that he's entertaining but completely irrational. The City defender has a penchant for diving in and last-ditch tackles but has strangely an algorithm favorite. He was a regular star man merchant last season, with WhoScored giving him a rating of 7.49, the highest for any defender in the Premier League. Otamendi also racked up 174 Dream Team points despite netting just 1 goal, finishing the season as the 3rd highest scoring defender. 2. Daily Blind, Man United. Blind's consistency makes him a safe bet. Mr. Consistent at Manchester United, Blind is a glorified version of John O'Shea, having proven his versatility in a number of different positions already. His surety on the ball and pass completion rate means he rarely puts a foot wrong, a trait recognized by the WhoScored algorithm. Blind's 168 Dream Team points last season made him the 3rd highest scoring Manchester United player on the game. 3. Maya Yoshida, Southampton. Yoshida outshone some more mainstream Southampton players. What's this? A Southampton bench warmer? Yes, that's right. Yoshida was a bit of a Dream Team joker in the pack last season thanks to the Saints' record in cup competitions. Southampton played a hell of a lot of games, competing in the Europa League and reaching the League Cup final, so Yoshida saw a lot of game time. His 130 Dream Team points was the same as Olivier Giroud and more than Kyle Walker and 4. Christian Fuchs, Leicester. Fuchs is worth considering in defense. This applies more to Leicester's phenomenal title-winning campaign of the season before last, but Fuchs is a bit of a fantasy football gem. He regularly receives ratings of 7 and above on WhoScored. The player earns 3 points on Dream Team when this happens, so has to be considered as a more maverick option. 123 points last season matched the total made by Arsenal captain Laurent Koscielny. 5. Sam Vokes, Burnley. Vokes' goals kept Burnley in the Premier League. Vokes went under the radar last season, but his goals essentially were the reason Burnley stayed in the Premier League so comfortably. Andre Gray's lengthy suspension at the start of the season opened the door for Vokes to start more games, which he capitalized on emphatically. 10 goals and 3 assists was a brilliant return, and 140 Dream Team points was more than Hugo Lloris, Willian and Cesc Fabregas. How does fantasy football work? The setup for Dream Team is rather simple. As a manager, you get a budget of £50 million to spend on your team of 11 players. Game weeks will run from Friday to Thursday this season, and you'll be allowed to transfer out players who have already played in that game week. What will Lacazette offer on Dream Team? Highest rated player, 7. 57. In France last season, 28 league goals and as many appearances for Lyon. 61 points on Dream Team Europe after helping Lyon reach the semi-finals of the Europa League. Want Lacazette in your fantasy team? Sign up here. Each manager gets a maximum of 3 transfers a month, so it's important to pay attention to upcoming fixtures. And if the incentive of beating your mates in our mini-league system isn't enough, there's a whopping £750,000 prize pot at stake too.